Agaya and ubuntu, and welcome to our Nova Sutras meditation for the waxing moon. And welcome to those who are with us on YouTube. So Nova Sutras offers meditations at these phases of the moon, in part because we recognize that there is an increased need for community, spirituality, and celebration during times of difficulty. We'd like to start by taking some time to feel into our gratitude for the wonder and beauty of the more than human world. So today I invite you to take a moment just to consider, what are the things that you are truly grateful for right now? What is beautiful in your world, even in these times of challenge and difficulty? Perhaps it's the beauty of the colors of sunset, even in smoke and haze. Perhaps it's the beauty of a tree still standing just outside your window, the songs of birds. Nature is constantly offering us sights, sounds, scents that are amazing and delightful. And it's important to our well-being to take the time to acknowledge and really experience that. In Nova Sutras, we honor both our spiritual selves, that is so connected with our sensory and emotional experience, and also our intellectual selves, including a recognition of science. And we celebrate the phases of the moon in meditation as a way that helps us knit those together, making us wholer, more healthy. This reverence in recognition of the natural beauty of the changing moon and the world around us, it helps us build our resilience for challenging times. We also celebrate the phases of the moon because these are a global phenomenon. The way we see the moon's phase has to do with the relationship between our planet, our moon, and the sun, where they are positioned relative to one another. And so the phases of the moon are a global phenomenon. It is the first quarter, the waxing moon all around the world today. So all around the world, the moon comes up at about midday with half full with this almost straight line between light and shadow. It's its highest in the sky at sunset, and it sets around midnight. This is true whether you're in Norway or Argentina, whether you're in Tokyo or Topeka, Kansas. It unites us as a species to be able to look up at the moon and recognize that this is what everyone will see today. From our turning world in the spiral dance of the moon around the earth and the earth around the sun. We choose the 4 main phases of the moon as times to focus in and celebrate these concepts that are central to the Nova Sutras movement and ideals, agaya and ubuntu. And we use these words to summarize some fairly complex concepts. Agaya is a new word that's a merger of agape, a term that refers to transcendent spiritual or divine love, plus Gaia, a term referring to the scientific understanding that our world is a place where life organizes itself to create ever more beautiful, complex, and delightful conditions for new life to emerge. So recognizing the love that is represented by life's capacity for co-creation. That's what we mean when we say agaya. Ubuntu is a word borrowed from the languages of Southern Africa, and it talks about that co-creation even more explicitly, the interdependence that we find in humans and really all around the living world. Humans are only who they are because of their relationships to other people, but also their relationships to other beings in the more than human world. Humans are animals, and like all animals, we are entirely dependent on plants to capture sunlight, produce food, release oxygen as the byproduct of that production. So we take in that food and then take in that oxygen to metabolize it and take the energy back out of it to support our own lives. That is this deep expression of Ubuntu. Plants benefit from the company of animals as well. Animals in the soil keep it aerated, help to decompose to make rich soil. Insects, birds, bats, other animals pollinate flowering plants. Many animals eat fruits and carry seeds to help the plants diversify in their habitat. We are constantly helping one another, co-creating conditions that benefit one another. This is an essential principle of nature and something that those of us in the industrialized world are often encouraged to forget. So we take this time to remember it especially. and celebrate Ubuntu along with agaya to recognize these connections. Now we'd like to do our practice of calling the corners to help us really settle in, find kind of our spiritual address, feel ourselves into where we are, but then also, like the Buddhist practice of metta meditation, we're going to take our sense of agaya and ubuntu, our feelings of love and connection, wonder and reverence, interdependence, and mutual support. Take those from the very center of us and send them out into the world with these wishes that beings abide in agaya and ubuntu. So we'll situate ourselves by really trying to envision the beings, the places that are out in the four compass directions, above and below, and then near us and in ever widening circles. And if you'd like to really participate along with us, you'll get the rhythm of this, and just at the closing phrase, as we say, abide in agaya and ubuntu, you can say agaya and ubuntu along with us. Where I am in California, it's still morning, so I'll begin in the east where the sun is. May all beings to the east abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all beings to the south abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all beings to the west abide in agaya and ubuntu. And may all beings to the north abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all beings above abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all beings below abide in agaya and ubuntu. May each one of us abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all the beings near each of us abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all the beings in our watersheds abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all the beings in our bioregions abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all the beings on our island or continent abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all the beings of the world's great oceans abide in agaya and ubuntu. May all the beings belonging to Earth's beautiful, bountiful, beneficent biosphere abide in agaya and ubuntu. Now I invite you to really settle yourself in as we deepen our meditation practice. So take some time to feel the weight of your body supported by the earth. To feel the length of your spine rising up from that support, the way a tree rises up from its roots dug deep into the soil and reaches toward the sky. Feel the air move in and out of you, lightening, lifting you up. Feel yourself making that connection between the air above and the earth below. And take another moment to really thank the trees for showing us how to connect soil and sky, heaven and earth, and for nourishing us with each breath we take in, and for taking nourishment from each breath we exhale. Feel this ever-changing, dynamic nature of the breath moving in and out. The way the waves move in and out on the shore. The way the tides move in and out in cycles through the day. Like the phases of the moon, the tides are related to the position of the moon and sun relative to the earth, the way they pull at the earth's oceans and all of its waters, even the waters within each body, each being, each one of us. And at these times of the first and last quarter, the waxing and waning moon, the tides are very gentle, distributed between pulls up and down from the sun, pulls side to side from the moon. And so we can find a space within ourselves to be gentle, to be balanced by different needs, different directions, different pulls at us. Coming into a calm, even space between light and shadow, between motion and rest. Always changing, yet gentle, gradual, emergent. Feel that calming within yourself. Part of what we find so beautiful as we look up at the moon is that it is always changing, never the same from day to day. And yet it is our constant companion. Comes up and sets at different times every day, shows us different sides of its face in light and shadow. Always out there. That dynamism always present and always present within us. The moon is waxing right now. A little more of it illuminated every day, as if growing into light. What is it that is growing well for you right now? Things that have come up into the light that you would like to see expanding into fullness. What are those things in your life that you most want to nourish, to help grow? To see them in the full light of their potential. The waxing moon encourages us to nourish that which is beautiful so that we may watch it grow in the brilliant light of the sun. I invite you to envision people all around the world nourishing the best within them, encouraging the growth, the flourishing, the blossoming of that which is most precious and beautiful. Feel how that unites us as one species on a dynamic living planet. The view back to the earth from the moon right now shows a perfect half earth, half lit by the sun, half in shadow. Just as when we look at the moon, we see a perfect half moon of sun and shadow. Imagine looking back at the beauty of our precious and fragile home world. Imagine that dynamic play of light and shadow. All of the people you know, all of the beings you love and cherish, there on that amazing sphere with its great blue oceans, arcing white clouds, green forests, gold sands. This amazing oasis of beauty and wonder, the only place like it in the universe. So special. And I invite you to take that sense of reverence, wonder, gratitude, awe that we call agaya, and that sense of connection, loving kindness, mutual aid and support, well wishes that we call ubuntu, and offer agaya and ubuntu as a gift to the whole world, to all of the beings on our beautiful planet. Filling them with ever more agaya and ubuntu. As with each passing night, we enjoy more and more illumination from this waxing moon, bringing more and more light into the world. Inhale those feelings of joy and reverence and wonder as agaya. And exhale feelings of love and interconnection and mutual aid as ubuntu. Inhale, agaya. Exhale, ubuntu. Inhale, agaya. Exhale, ubuntu. Now, feel those connections of loving kindness radiating toward you. And inhale ubuntu. Then exhale your wishes for reverence and joy and wonder to all beings. Inhale the support of ubuntu. And exhale the wonder of agaya. Inhale ubuntu. Exhale agaya. Inhale ubuntu. Exhale agaya. Slowly start to bring yourself back into your body. Again, feel the way the earth supports you, holds your weight, lovingly cradles you and cares for you. Feel the way your breath lifts you up, energizes you. You might start to just gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your hands and feet. Gentle movements in your arms and legs. Maybe roll or shift your hips and shoulders. Let your spine and neck move just a little bit. Maybe roll your head from side to side. Very gently allow your eyes to open and come back to the here and now, nourished and energized by our contemplation of agaya and ubuntu and the dynamic waxing moon. We in the Nova Sutras movement thank you for taking the time to participate in this practice towards wellness and awareness. Thank you for all that you do as an agent of agaya and ubuntu in the world. If you know someone who would appreciate some of the offerings of Nova Sutras, our meditations, our conversations, please don't hesitate to invite them to join in one of our upcoming events. This afternoon, we'll be having a discussion of our projects for healing the Earth's great equatorial rainforests, Earth's 3 green hearts. Tomorrow, we'll have a conversation on catharsis and celebration, ways that we can help each other process the strong emotions of grief, anxiety, fear that may come from these troubling times. Every Monday and Thursday, we offer open conversations where people can come in to discuss topics ranging from their personal concerns to global strategies for increasing wellness and awareness. This Thursday, we'll be specifically working on a leadership development course, but after that, we are open to any other topics that people want to bring. We're going to put these moon phase meditations on hold for a few weeks. I encourage you to watch the recording for the full moon at the full moon time next week. Those are all available on our YouTube channel under meditations. Also, don't forget our big celebration, including a guided meditation at the equinox, which will happen on September 22nd. We'll begin our online meditation at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern. If you'd like to help Nova Sutras continue to host all events like these, you can support our work on Patreon or offer a one-time donation via PayPal. Or most importantly, you can volunteer and help us on our events and other projects. Check us out at novasutras.org/uplifters to learn more. You can find more information about Nova Sutras and what we offer on our website, and you can follow us on all of the usual social media channels. We hope that you've enjoyed this waxing moon practice, and we encourage you to join us for our other meditations, conversations, and celebrations. Ubuntu and agaya to you.